Welcome to Michael Biggs hosting Finding Your 100%. This is an exciting day today at John Jay Learn to Earn program because I have none other than the one and only Miss
Haley Green.
Haley Green. Haley Green is one of our students here, and we have had a fantastic year learning here at John Jay. Today we're going to talk about one of the tools that we use here at John Jay, which is a colors personality assessment test. And Haley's going to tell you how that impacted her studies in literature. Without any further ado, Haley, would you like to tell them about what these colors represent?
With there's four different colors. There's blue, green, orange, and gold. And each one of those represent a different type of person and how they act and do things certainly. So me, for example, I'm personally a blue. I take a lot of things emotionally, and I think a lot. Excuse me. I think very emotional, rather than, let's say, for like gold. Um, so gold are like they have to have it organized and all that jazz. So
So, how do we, when we read different pieces of the literature this year, how do these colors help you to identify even the personality style of the people who wrote the material and the test?
so like back to the blue, since I'm blue, um, you can like tell in the answer. So like with some of the answers, it would be like, so and so loves in so and so, something like that. So love is like an emotional type of feeling. So like every answer would have some sort of, I would say, way to it, so you can tell what kind of person or.
Especially when we did Romeo and Juliet, right?
Yes, most definitely. That was definitely a lot of blue in that
A
one.
lot of blue, a lot of love, a lot of marriage, and I'll never be married, and they're not good enough for you,
Yeah.
so, for example, we saw that Romeo and Juliet was living in a very gold-green period, meaning structure and logic. So, how did they pick husbands and wives back in that day?
Back in the day, if you're not the same religion, then you were just a no go.
And normally, who picked your spouse?
Your father slash parents.
Exactly, and that was a very structured. But Romeo and Juliet was so blue that they didn't care about the structure, did they?
No, most definitely not.
Yeah. And so these things that we're learning here, have you seen those things play out in real life?
Most definitely,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. So here at John Jay Learn to Earn, not only do we teach the ABCs, the one, two, threes, we help our students learn how to be critical thinkers, how to analyze situations and understand how to read the room. So if I was a gold person and you were trying to sell something to me, what approach would you take to selling something to me as a gold person?
I could say that it could help you in many ways in your life from day to day, and that it's going to help you stay very, very organized and very together with your stuff.
So you would take a very practical approach to selling to a gold.
Hmm.
Mhm. Now, how would you sell to a blue?
Listen, girl. Me personally, it changed my life both mentally and physically. But I'm telling you, it's gonna make you so much more happier. It's just gonna make your overall day just amazing.
Outstanding. Now, how would you sell to a orange?
An orange. Um, I would say it's gonna help something with your arithmetics. It would, like it would help you have more of a challenge from day to day. Uh,
So you're going to appeal to my competitive nature.
mhm.
Since oranges, I am an orange, I digress. Oranges, we slay dragons. We like challenges. Okay? And Mr. Spock Sheldon, how would you sell to the green?
I would say that's something you probably don't know yet, and that it's something that would be nice to have the knowledge of, and something that you could always try out, be new to.
So you're appealing to my intellectual curiosity, huh?
Yeah, to your curiosity.
So that is why we like being here at John Jay, and I love being a career coach, is that I get a chance to help our students understand the mechanics of life. It is unfair to tell students you need to make good choices. Okay, duh. Well, how do I make good choices? You make good choices when you understand life and how to interact with your peers, your supervisors, other people that you run in your social network, business network. We try to expand the knowledge bases of our students so that they have a very well-rounded, open vision of life so that they can make good and wise choices and decisions. So, it's not enough to tell people to make wise decisions. You need to be a role model for making wise decisions. And the other thing we teach here is the WIFM, the what's in it for me. So, Miss Green, since you're graduating this year, when did the light bulb come on in your head that I better get this work done, I want to graduate?
When I realized we had a week left of school and I still had 5 classes.
Spoken like a true, honest blue. So it was at the last minute of a class year, the light bulb went off and she has been tearing it up. But what's different about being here at John Jay versus being in other schools that you've been enrolled in?
For example, like when I was at the high school, I would have probably had to stay an extra year to be able to finish all my classes without graduating with my class that I'm originally supposed to graduate with. So when I came here, I started off with 23 classes, and I'm down to almost 4 now because we're almost done with that one. And I feel like if I wouldn't have came here and first say like went to my old school or back to the high school, I wouldn't have been able to graduate. Like 100% without doubt.
Right. And what else is different about our school? We only have a half-day program, but we allow you the flexibility to stay if you need to do extra work. But what are some other things that we do different here in other schools?
We can actually work at our own pace and not have to worry about like deadlines or, obviously other than the end of the school year, but like when it comes to your work itself, you don't have to make sure this is due that day. You can do it anytime within that period. So it's definitely something I would say that's better for, if you are working and stuff, it's better for your time.
Yes, so we help you with good time management without the pressure. Here at John Jay, we call it the AC approach. We hold every student accountable for giving their 100%. But at the same time, we create a caring environment. I don't think there's ever been a time you didn't think we didn't care about you.
No, I come in here and rant to you guys all the time.
But we're going to hold you accountable.
Yes.
24/7, we want our students to learn accountability, but to know that they're not in it by themselves. And you'll be meeting Mr. Gibson later on. He's a great part of this program. What is Mr. Gibson's nickname? The Great
Gibbs?
The Great White Polar Bear.
Polar bear, yeah.
The Great White Polar Bear. You're going to get a chance to meet him. He sort of keeps the trains running on time. I'm an orange, action-oriented, fun-loving, carefree, right brain actually, blue, orange. Mr. Gibson is green gold. So we're opposite, but we've learned how to work together, and it's been so exciting. And Ms. Green, in leaving our audience today, what would you like them to know? What was most fun about being here at John Jay this year as you prepare to graduate on June the 4th at Jay County High School?
The most about this year is coming in and not feeling stressed out over, if I'm going to get done or not, because even though I do have so many classes left, you have still been a really big help to me and helping me get these done a lot faster.
I want to thank you all for tuning in today to get a glimpse of what we do here at the John Jay Learn to Earn program in Portland, Indiana. Please tune in. And when you get through watching this, make sure you like, that you share, and most importantly, you subscribe. Mike Biggs and
Haley Green
saying, go get your 100%. Welcome back to another episode of Mike Biggs and Finding Your 100%. We're coming from the John Jay Learn to Earn program located in Portland, Indiana. And I'm excited to be with one of my most favorite students. All my students are favorite, but some are most favorite. May not be correct English, but it's just how I feel this morning. Mr. Isiah No T Schwarz. How's it going, Isiah?
It's going fine, I guess.
Isiah is going to be graduating this year.
Yeah.
Isiah, I got to be honest with you. When we first heard you were coming, the word was you probably won't show up. You've only missed a few days this year, and that mainly because of medical issues.
Yeah.
What is different about your attendance here versus other places? Why did you show up every day?
I think it's the encouragement that I get here, and just the overall like vibe of this place. It's pretty nice.
Now, when you first came here, I do an assessment on career goals, and one of the things I learned that you were in animation. Can you tell our audience about the future you have in animation and how that's going to come about?
I'm hoping to be some type of animator.
Yeah. And we're making that dream come closer to reality because we had the Vote Rehab. Vote Rehab is an organization that funds training and transportation and other issues for people who meet the criteria. And Ms. Liz Dotson of PQC, shout out to Liz. She came and spoke to the class. And one of the things we're working on is actually 2 projects next year. One is an entrepreneurship program, which is a certified technical education component that we'll be adding to the program, and a certification in animation. Boom Tunes out of Canada is a major training company that provides animators for Disney, Nickelodeon, Pixar, and their curriculum is actually offered in high school and at Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana. And we're very fortunate that we'll be able to offer that program in high school. Now, Isiah is graduating this year, but he will still qualify to get a 2-year certification, or he can convert it to a 4-year education. So, Isiah, how did you feel about getting that opportunity?
I think it was pretty cool. There was a point in my life where I didn't even think of a future, so having that opportunity brought to me was a pretty nice feeling.
So you and I have talked a lot, and I know you use a wheelchair for transportation. And your classmates said about you, we do this third-party affirmation where everybody sits in the chair and everyone has something good to say. And I think the greatest compliment you got from your classmates was how good of an attitude you have, that you're not depressed about life, you're not let being in a chair stop you from living. Tell me a little bit about that journey from Kansas to Indiana and how you maintain such a positive attitude in your life.
I think the biggest inspiration for my attitude is my uncle from Kansas. He always told me I always have to do everything once. If I don't like it, I don't have to do it again. So he really built my encouragement and my attitude up really high with that.
So how did you end up from Kansas in Indiana?
Family. All of my family is here. I don't really have any family in Kansas besides my dad's side.
And so y'all moved to this area?
Yeah.
And I know that since you've been in the school district, I think a lot of us have gotten to know you. And one of the things I'm also excited about is the fact that you're a quick learner.
Yeah.
You know, he gathers those concepts and incorporate them. And we're able to discuss a lot of things that a lot of teenagers don't talk about. You're very open to learning. When I talk about goal setting, every exercise we do, whether it's goal setting, whether it's what is your life going to be like in 5 years, we do a lot of exercises to get people from not thinking about the past and just the present, but to start thinking about the future. And I'm not here to drag that out of you. You've been a forward-thinking person. Why do you think you're so forward in your thoughts about your future?
I want to be something in life, so I feel as looking ahead is the best way of going at that and not letting anything stop that.
And you've done a great job of that. Here we teach in the Achieving a Well-Balanced Being, we talk about the reticular active system. And the reticular active system works in our brain to create an image when we use imagination with vividness and emotion to think about our future. That picture that we generate for the future becomes so vivid that our mental capacities and everything that we used in decision making moves us toward reaching that goal. And you have definitely used your imagination with vividness and emotion to think about your future. And I'm just happy to be a part of it here. You made a difference to the staff. You made a difference to your classmates. And you motivate me to give my 100%. And it's not a day that you don't come in here, you don't give your 100%. And I'm just glad to be a part of that and to build on it. But in closing, I want you to look out and see Isaiah's cartoon being showed. And it's a cartoon on Mr. Gibson, the great white polar bear. We're going to do this, Isaiah. Oh, yeah. We're going to create the great white polar bear. You all may not know if you've not looked at other episodes, Josh Gibson is the chief instructor in our program, and his nickname is the Great White Polar Bear. So we're working on doing next year. Actually, we want to do an animation history of our program, and we'll be making different characters, and I definitely want Isaiah to create the Great White Polar Bear.
I'd love to animate that.
We got to. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to reach out to me to sign up for training and finding your 100%, achieving a well-balanced being, and understanding your personality styles. Here at John Jay, lives are being changed. Students are reaching for the stars and giving 100% every day. And it is my goal as I reach the golden years of my life to teach another generation on how to have the power, that self-efficacy inside of them, to know that there's nothing they cannot achieve within their gift, talents, and abilities. Go find your 100%. And leaving here today is Mike Biggs and
Isiah
Schwarz with no T.
with no T.
You all have a great day, and we will see you in the next episode. Go get that 100%. Peace.